Folks, welcome back to another video on the Living in Halifax channel. I'm Tom Moore, your host. Today we're going to be going over the top 3 neighborhoods for families located kind of in and around Halifax. Now, 2 of these are considered micro neighborhoods in my opinion, but we'll be covering all of them. They've got different price points, lifestyles, things nearby. And if you're looking to get a hold of me, once again, I am Tom Moore. I'm a realtor here in Halifax, and we specialize in helping moving people like you from outside of the province, outside of the city, to right here in Halifax, as well as a lot of listing video content for our listings. So if that sounds like something you'd be interested in, feel free to reach out to me. My contact should be on the screen, as well as in the description and in the comment section below. But without further ado, let's get to the movie. Up first, our number 1 neighborhood to live in for families is what I lovingly refer to as the Borderlands. Now, for those who've been watching this channel for a bit, they know that I actually grew up here. And the reason we call this the Borderlands is because it's the area in between Quinpool Road and Jubilee Street. Some consider this to be part of the West End. Some consider it to be part of the South End. Now, the reason why we're in this neighborhood is for several reasons. One, you're walking distance to downtown. So if you're a parent, you want to do a commute, you can walk. My mother did it for 20 years. You can go right downtown, right onto the waterfront in about probably 25 minutes, maybe 30. It's a little bit longer on the way back just because you're going uphill. Second reason is there's a ton for the kids to do in and around the city. You've got the museums, you've got the commons in terms of its pool, skate park, all that good stuff. You've got parks, dog parks all around, and the schools here are considered to be very good. You've got the brand new Lamarche St. Thomas Elementary, which is English and French, and you've got a lot of that infrastructure right nearby. If the kids are going to junior high school, it's literally a block away, basically, wherever you are in the area. And when they eventually go to high school, they're just heading over to the Commons, to Citadel High. Other aspects that make this neighborhood a great place, you've got Quinpool Road, basically 2 or 3 blocks that way. So, to get out and go for a walk and do some window shopping or go to a restaurant or a bar or something like that, that's very close by there. However, you also have the other big amenities. So when it comes time to do shopping at Costco, grocery stores are literally around the corner on Quinpool Road. The Superstore, the Atlantic Superstore there, and you've got Costco and things. You go to Bears Lake or over to Dartmouth Crossing where IKEA is. Those are both about a 20-minute drive. Other assets that make this area great are kind of like little hidden features. You've got the Wag Waltic Club, which is a couple blocks from here. Lots of tennis, a sailing club, and a swimming lessons, pools, things like that. So when you're here, this is a place that is consistently referenced by some of my out-of-province buyers as a place they want to be in. And when we're talking about price points, you're paying, once you get south of Quinpool, the prices go up at least 100K. I'd say on the very low end for a house, you're going to find something maybe in the 850s, and that would be pretty lucky. But you can obviously work your way up. I would consider, if you're moving here, you want to budget right around $1 million, maybe a bit more. It depends on what you're looking for. Up next for great family neighborhoods, we are in Westmount. Now, this is kind of a micro neighborhood, considered to be in the West End of Halifax, but it's all encompassing, and I'll explain why. So, this neighborhood, kind of cool history behind it, was originally an aircraft or an Air Force depot, and after the war was turned into kind of housing for post-war veterans. Now, all these streets are named after pilots who were actually in the Air Force, which is a cool thing. And the houses have been, as you can see, significantly upgraded, many of them over the years, or torn down and new ones put up. Now, one of the cool things about this neighborhood is there's little kind of paths that cut in and out of it between the homes. Many of them lead over to the Westmount Elementary School there. And for the kids, when they start growing up, they're going to have St. Agnes, which is just on the outside of the neighborhood, and then Citadel High School, which is realistically a quick bus ride away. Much like the Borderlands here, we're very close to the private schools of Halifax, Sacred Heart, Grammar, and Armbury Academy. All those are within about a 5-10 minute drive. And then when it comes to kind of groceries and things like that, we've got the Halifax Shopping Center very close by, which has the Sobeys over there, as well as a ton of different shops and things like that. And then you've also got, if the kids do decide that they're going to use the public transit, you've got Connaught Road right on the outside there, which will take you kind of directly wherever you need to go, kind of in the city. It's up the main transportation corridor. Finally, if we're looking for like a little park, something like that, you've got the Larry O'Connell ball field just across the street there, just across Shabukto, which has a bunch of tennis courts. And then you've also got something right in the neighborhood at the Westmount Elementary. There's a great huge park playground, water park, water splash pads. So yeah, right here, this is a really good all-encompassing neighborhood, very kid-friendly. Finally, when it comes to sale prices around here, you know, we're looking at 800 and above. I did see something that had recently sold for just under 7, but it was a smaller 2-bedroom, and that's very rare. The other thing you're going to run into here when you're looking for houses, it's a small neighborhood, so there's not a lot of product that hops up on the market all that often. So our final neighborhood today is going to be Clayton Park and Clayton Park West. Now, this is a neighborhood I've talked about often, filmed a lot of content out here. This is an area located kind of just off the peninsula towards Bedford on the Halifax side of the harbor. We're probably about a 15-minute drive downtown, so you're pretty close to everything. And this neighborhood has been a popular neighborhood for families for decades. A lot of the house styles in certain parts of Clayton Park are kind of like the ones behind me. They've got kind of the garage overhang ports in their bungalow or floor plus a basement. Sometimes they're 2-story. And then you've got other houses in the neighborhood, depending on where you are, that are completely different. Some areas of this neighborhood are, it seems like builders just came in and had completely different designs everywhere they went. And then when you get up into the higher part of Clayton Park, you've got almost this federal feel of these large brick homes. So when it comes to price point, you can get stuff as low as the 400s in here, probably mid to high 400s, and then it'll range all the way up into the $1 million range for some of those larger brick homes. In terms of proximity to things, you've got Bears Lake very close by, so for large scale shopping like Costco, other things like that, you'll be able to get that there. You've got the Canada Game Center on the way, which is a big, huge kind of place that it has a soccer training facility out there, as well as gym, pool, things like that. Got a large transit hub up there as well for bus. And then, in terms of the neighborhood itself, like Westmount, it does in certain parts of this neighborhood have those kind of windy pathways that lead to different schools or parks and things like that, which are always really cool. And you're also not too far away from downtown Halifax. So if the kids, or if you guys want to go and go for a nice meal, something like that down on the waterfront, you're really a 15-minute drive. Other than that, though, in the neighborhood they do have a couple of what I like to call commercial US style strip malls, where they've got grocery stores, things like Sobeys, liquor stores, banks, fast food spots, things like that. So everything that you're gonna need is gonna be right in this neighborhood right here. Well, folks, I hope you enjoyed this quick video on the top 3 spots for families to live in and around Halifax. Once again, I'm Tom Moore. If you're thinking about making a move, always love helping folks just like you. So feel free to reach out. We'll see you in the next video next week.